My name is Veronica Joseph. I'm coming from Croatia and been living in London for more than a decade now. I studied and graduated at Kelsey School of Design in London. I'm interior designer with a serious passion for art. My main inspirations are my parents, who both sadly passed away. My mom passed away in 2001. But in the summer of 2018, my dad got diagnosed with a stage 4 brain tumor. So one day I lay down next to him, and as I was holding his hand, he just looked at me and said that I should bring something from his work desk. So I did, and found my drawings at the bottom of the shelf that he kept since I was 3 years old. I actually didn't know he had them. He held my hand again and said, "All I want for you is to be happy. That's all that matters. Maybe you should try and paint again. I remember how you loved it." So just a month later, he passed away. I kept thinking about what he said. It was a really hard period for me. Losing him left me heartbroken. So I decided to do something positive, something meaningful just for him. In February 2019, I went to the art shop and bought all the art equipments and started passionately painting every single day for hours in my backyard. With enormous support from my friends and people who I love that believed in me, I kept going. And here I am. I'm so grateful to be doing what I love. Discrimination strikes me at the very heart of being human. It is heartbreaking to see someone's right to be simply taken away because of who they are or what they believe. We all have the right to be treated equally, regardless of our race, ethnicity, nationality, class, religion, belief, sex, gender, language, age, or other status. My mother was an activist for social and political justice. She believed that everyone deserves equal economic, political, and social rights and opportunities, particularly those in greatest need. I think she instilled that power in me. That's why I paint women with a strong presence, who are confident, productive, optimistic, and positive, fearless and not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. Women who are proud. I call them my little warriors. This is how Veronica Joseph was born. I named myself after my parents' main names. My real name is Ana Stanic. My focus now is to make 30 plus big artworks. It's gonna be traditional art, probably mixed media, using oils and acrylic and probably graffiti. And this art will take a critical look at society that I grew up in. And I'm going to show lots of my emotions, and I'm going to share memories of my childhood throughout this traditional art. I think the theme is going to be nostalgia, and I'm just going to create the layers of history in my work and experiences that I've been experienced like in my childhood. My work will feature imagery that is simplistic and emblematic. Images being used to convey messages and the whole meaning of me growing up in Croatia. The content that I'm going to make will be mostly in eccentric style with lots of bright colors. And the content will... I will stay to commitment to say whatever it needs to be said with blunt authenticity that remains the same. The decision of what image to create from the beginning to end is what I needed to say, and how it partners with that image is of utmost importance in my process. Artist challenges. Many times I find it hard to find inspiration, meaning I don't have enough capacity to create everything perfectly all the time. So I need aspiration to make a perfect art. And what it's helpful for me is to stay as far as away as possible from any mental consumptions. And then I just let the artwork take over my soul, I would say. And also, being an artist, sometimes I do relate to the feeling that I'm not creating enough or creative enough. And I also understand the definition of creative can be different to different people. And therefore, I think it's essential to understand my own definition of creativity. And sometimes, especially in the beginning, I'm happy to say that I'm not doing that anymore, but sometimes I did feel that I'm not good enough after comparing my work with others, and that's not helpful at all. So I think it's important that one have to trust their own artistic skills and just show what you have to the whole world. Advice to my younger self. Well, I spent most of my 20s and 30s worrying. I think I worried way too much about things that were completely out of my control and about little things too. And now I'm in my 40s and it feels so good. I'm so much happier, stronger. I'm probably the best version of myself. And what I learned in the last decades or two, or maybe even three, that we all should stop caring about what other people think. That's so not important. And create the boundaries. That's really, really important. And be more confident. I wish I was more confident when I was younger. And what is essential for me, what it was that I cleared like a few years ago, 7-8 years ago, some things a few years ago, it's clear all the toxicity from your life, meaning friends, bad people, obviously friends, bad habits, including food, and everything else what is bad for your body and soul. And I also learned that I think it's important to let things just go and live in the moment. And it's really, really never too late to make a change for yourself and others. And it's never too late really to be who you want to be and make the absolute best version of yourself, because it's living this way it's a game changer. Meaning that no one is responsible for your happiness except yourself. So we all should try and make it the best what we can. And just what is the most important, just upgrading your mindset, dreaming big, and visualize your goals. And I think that is the key to achieving success and happiness in life. Have you ever tried any unconventional mediums or techniques? So I started with the traditional paint using acrylic and oils, and then I switched to the digital art for one reason, that it was so cold in my backyard. So I decided to buy an iPad and do the Procreate on my iPad, meaning digital work. And now with my new exhibition, I'm just going to go back to maybe I'm going to include digital art into my new exhibition, but the main medium it's going to be oil and acrylic and probably graffiti. I'm not sure yet. When I work, I sometimes listen to the music, like 20% or maybe even 50%, but mostly I'm listening to the podcast and listening audible audiobooks, all kinds of either novels, depends on my mood, crime thrillers, self-development. But it's mostly I never work in silence. I always have to listen to something. The best reaction someone has had to my artwork, it must be one lady who is one of the top art critics in the world. I'm not gonna tell her name, but she texted me on my Instagram, and she said that when she saw my artwork, that she couldn't stop thinking about it for 2 or 3 days. And then later it developed into something more. But yes, this was such a compliment, and she gave me this push, and I will never ever forget this. This was one of the best moments ever. What do I hope people take away from my artwork? Well, I think each artist, actually, I'm going to talk about myself. We all play different and necessary part in contributing to the society. So I hope I bring joy and inspiration and positive interaction. That's what art is all about, in my opinion. I just hope that I can bring some thoughtful critique to social economics and political systems and push people to make steps towards social progress, really. And I also will continue expressing and communicating ideas in purpose for inspiring and stimulating human minds, and just to help spreading a message on subjects that I'm passionate about.